and this is one of three builds that's in the Lowrider Hall of Fame for the Masterpiece Award. You have Brandy Madness, you have Raw Deal, and you have Theee Entertainer. And then Theee Entertainer has competed 10 years after its induction into the Hall of Fame and has placed. And is still going today. Spinning on a turntable. Yes, you've heard it here. Spinning on a turntable. This is one of the newer features of the car this year. Originally, the pumps were mounted on this back plate. They were staggered on top. Dad's been wanting to redo it for a while, and when it was time, we took it to Jimenez Customs Fabrication in Dinuba, California. As you can see, they did all the hard lines. They redid the pump rack, repositioned the pumps, and from there, we took it to California Customs, which is in Fresno, California. And what he did was he chrome plated the battery racks, chrome plated the hard lines, the fittings. We redid the tanks and the caps. As you can see, Lugos from Lugos Engraving out in Hanford, California. He went with the subtle, scroll work, dotted background. But if you pay attention to the tanks, you can see from the original wheels, it's engraved scroll work, but a single dotted outline. So without going too crazy like the engraving that's out now, we went more with the subtle look that fit this car, that belongs on this car. Not going too much shading, too much scroll everywhere to where it takes away from the attention to the metalwork as far as the tanks, from the round curvatures. The caps that we recently got, that's a generational build because the father and son did it. The father laid out the scroll work and the son did the dotted work and the end caps. It has on top of it, it's ill. That's the original license plate on the Entertainer, which is also seen on the firewall. So whenever newer additions are made or things that we got to change, it's a lot of careful decisions, careful thinking about it. Does it fit on the car? Does it not belong there? But when you see people's reaction and to hear people say it like, man, it looks like when I first saw it, or it looks like when I saw it when I was a kid, even though it's got brand new features. That is very difficult to do in this time of builds. You have to have a real keen eye to look at things that belong on a car, things that don't belong on a car, and then also finding those people to do that kind of quality work where we broke this car down after we had a dual show weekend. We had Oakland, California. We hit the road right after Oakland, California. We were in Merced, California the next day. Right after that, we broke it down, gutted out all the pumps, and took it on over to Jimenez. And if you follow his page, Jimenez Custom Fabrications, you see what kind of quality work he does. He gets down. He did this one, did the tilt front end, did the rewiring for this car already. It was like just years of patch jobs or just like making it work just to get it to work to where we finally, Dad just wanted to gut it all out, give it something brand new. And then this trunk is actually electric as well. It's got the custom actuators with the brackets that extend out, and then it brings it right back down. So no more manually lifting it the way we used to do back in the day. There's also a newer addition. This is a brand new mural as opposed to the one you see on the trunk and then the gas tank. Trigger Happy Graphics, and he did these murals. Actually, too, that's from an actual car show in Stockton. As you can see, the Entertainer's in the background. The model's China Rodriguez. having this with the style that was done back then, you know, he had this job in 3 weeks' time. The car was going to the Las Vegas Super Show, so, you know, not only was it that's what we wanted, but in the time crunch frame, it got done. You know, not only that, it's brand new, but it looks like it fits on the car. Even though, you know, some people, they do recognize it's brand new, and others it just fits, you know, where you got this style texture, airbrushing, to where you got this right here, you know. And then we're still working on it. I mean, you got the upholstery, we're going with the much older style, something that's biscuit, tuck and roll, and diamonds. You know, you have to find the right people to know this style to actually pull it off.
And just to clarify one thing, you know, this car here is a significant piece of Northern California lowrider history. As Pop stated, this was one of the 2 cars from Northern California featured in the 30th anniversary of Lowrider magazine.
And this is one of 3 builds that's in the Lowrider Hall of Fame for the Masterpiece Award. You have Brandy Madness, you have Raw Deal, and you have Theee Entertainer. And then Theee Entertainer has competed 10 years after its induction into the Hall of Fame and has placed. And is still going today. Spinning on a turntable. Yes, you've heard it here. Spinning on a turntable. Turntable that's from the 90s pretty much.
You guys heard it.
You've heard it. If you want to see it, we got time. We'll bring out Dad to get the turntable. We're going to set it up right now.
Okay.
The people that know us know we'll do it right now.
Yeah.
Also, another history fact about this car. This car is the only car to show at Stockton Sonics and Paula's Chill Night. Full display turntable parking lot for free for the people. They didn't tell you that, but I told you now. Also, where else has it shown?
What?
You pick a place that's shown from Fresno, Merced, Sacramento,
LA,
Tulare, Los Angeles, Las Vegas. It's also shown at night for free in a parking lot. It's been at one of Nocturnal's chill nights, you know, full display as well for the people to see, you know. The owner of this car wants it to be full display. He competes knowing that at any time this car could lose. It doesn't get, you know, best of show anymore. It doesn't get the sweepstakes anymore. But for the people to see this car from this club, it's displayed 20 by 20 every time. And it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed since I was small, and it hasn't changed since he's taught me.
I'd like to give thanks to my club members and the friends that I know that have contributed to the builds of the cars. And without the networking and the friendships and the inspiration from my wife, she was always been supportive of things that I wanted to do, especially with the cars, because she's had to endure the time that I've been away doing, you know, the car shows, circuits and things like that. So without her support, I wouldn't be here today. And without the support of my kids, my daughter, my sons, we wouldn't be here today. And like I said, my son helps out the majority of the time because I'm not a spring chicken like I used to be. So I'd like to thank the community.
He's being kind. All right, I do all the work. He just signs the checks and collects the cash. Don't let him fool you. And he's putting on knockoffs. That's all he's doing right now.
All right.
The people that know him, they'll tell you, they'll agree with me.
Hey, Pop, don't worry. Presidente, don't worry about nothing.
I don't. You know, basically that's what I like to say is a New Life Car Club has been around for approximately about 42 years.
It's still going.
And still going. We never left. And our commitment to lowriding will always continue. Thank you. New life in the house.